Well, hello there. It's Paul Adams. Some of you may remember me. I used to have a lot of videos up on the Mormon fiasco. Let's see what we can do today. I just found a video from the Fifth Estate, the Canadian program that features the Mormon Church and its finances. And it's a very elaborate video. I highly recommend it. But I'm not here to talk about the church's finances, its real estate holdings, any of that. Um, I was a member for 47 years. I joined back in 1971 at the age of 17, and I served an honorable mission in France and Switzerland for 2 years. And I was married in the temple, etc., etc., etc. And I left. I resigned officially in 2018, and I'm going to give you the reasons why I resigned. And it has nothing to do with the finances of the church, the 32 billion they invested in the stock market, the $100 billion they've accumulated in cash reserves. It has nothing to do with any of that. It has everything to do with the story of the Book of Mormon, of Joseph Smith, the Book of Abraham, Joseph Smith's character, the first vision. See, for those of you who are not clued in, as a missionary, you are told to visit people in their homes and give them a set of facts, a history of the Mormon Church, of how it started. So you give them that backdrop and you tell them this is how it all happened. So when you are in the church, let's say for 47 years as I was, and then you suddenly find within the church website, the church's own website, you find the true historicity, the true material facts that are diametrically opposite of the facts that you were given to know when you joined the church and that you were promoting and discussing with families while you were on your mission, you suddenly put on the brakes and you say to yourself, what is this? What did I get myself into? Okay? So, again, whether you are a religious proponent, whether you're a businessman, whether you are courting somebody for marriage, you must give true, factual, confirmed, corroborated facts in order for your deal to go through. Correct? Am I correct? This has nothing to do with, the First Amendment, the right of a religion to believe in whatever it wants to believe. This is about setting out a set of facts at the initial stages of where you're trying to induce somebody to join your organization and sticking to those facts. Because if you, 47 years later, change those facts and you tell the person you induced into your organization that the facts are no longer what were given to you back in the day, 47 years ago, you're committing fraud, aren't you? Right? If I approach somebody and try and sell them this house, and I tell them, we've done the surveys and everything else, This house is sitting on solid ground. You can go ahead and buy it. No worries. And then 47 years later, they find out that the whole foundation of this house is built on sand, and there is no pillars, there's nothing holding it up. We've got a problem, correct? Well, you're going to say, well, it's up to the individual to do their research. Well, here's the thing with that. When you have missionaries, young, honest-looking missionaries, and general authorities, those, older men who stand at a podium, give you a set of facts as true, reliable facts. And then you find in the church's website a completely different set of facts that contradict what you just were given. There is cause for fraud. Because once you join the church, you start donating of your time, your money, your energy, and your whole lifestyle is hinged on you belonging to the church. Should you ever decide to leave the church, you may lose your marriage. You may lose the rest of your family. You may lose your employment, especially if you live in Utah. Okay? So you're probably curious, what are those facts, those salient material facts that compel somebody to join? Well, the first one is that Joseph Smith was a very circumspect, loyal husband to one wife. You're given to know that initially. And then in the church website, you find out that this man had been married to 40 different women behind his wife's back. 11 of these women were married women at the time. 11 were teenagers as young as 14. So, and he was caught cheating on his wife in his barn. You find that out. You're given to know at the inception stage by the missionaries that he had a first vision of God the Father and Jesus Christ in 1820. Then you find out in the church website that there are 9 different versions of that first vision of what he actually saw. I mean, in a court of law, that's called perjury. 9 different versions. The idea of him having a first vision was not recorded in his journal until 1832, 2 years after the formation of the Mormon Church in 1830. And in that journal entry, he recorded that he had seen only Jesus. And the official version of God the Father and Jesus Christ visiting Joseph Smith was not arrived at or solidified into a doctrine until 1838. And this doctrine then of the first vision where Joseph Smith saw God the Father and Jesus Christ was not disseminated to the membership until 1842. So you kind of wonder how true that is. You're told by the missionaries that he used a set of glasses and Urim and Thummim to translate these gold plates that he discovered called the Book of Mormon. That's what the missionaries tell you. And then in the church website, you find out later that the narrative is quite different. In the website, you are told that he used a magic stone, a round brown stone, that he placed inside his hat, and then he put his face in the hat, and the stone dictated to him the entire contents of this book called the Book of Mormon. That's what you're supposed to believe. I mean, no wonder they keep it buried in their website. Okay? Then, as a investigator, when you're talking to the missionaries, you're told that Joseph Smith discovered or bought a set of papyri which he translated into the Book of Abraham, which contains the life story of Abraham. And then you find out in the website of the church, under Gospel Topics Essays, that's what they're called, that this parchment that he purchased was simply a funeral text. It had no mention of Abraham whatsoever. Okay? So this is what this church is founded upon. It's founded upon a huge lie. Because to present the facts as they truly are inside the church website would be counterproductive. These are toxic facts. They would not bring in people into the church. Correct? Am I correct? Does that make sense? So while everybody is being distracted with the finances of the church, nobody is really talking about the fraud that is perpetrated day in and day out by the church. This organization, this business that has taken on a sideline religion as its business of making money. Okay, this is using the name of the Lord Jesus Christ in vain. This is sacrilegious.